All right. What's going on, guys? It's Josh from the Trading Fraternity, and what I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to talk about Forex, penny stocks, options, and real estate, all kind of jumbled up into one thing. But before I get into that, actually I'll give you, so you guys actually stick around and want to do this, I'm going to actually explain to you what I would do if I traded Forex or penny stocks. I'll even tell you guys, if I was ever to deal drugs, what I would do. And I don't mean that in a sarcastic, bashing way, because that's one of the things I want to talk about. Very humbling. I'll say I want to apologize. In a lot of ways, I've been not only rude, but looking at some of the ways I've talked about things and reflected on looking at stuff, I probably wouldn't listen to me if I saw myself in some places. And what's gotten me far in life is having the ability to know when you're wrong. And this is one of those things. I know how I've came across with penny stocks, Forex, all that stuff. I became very aggressive, bashing, and really just, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe belligerent, honestly. So that's coming from my own mouth. I've seen what people have said, and I'm not, and that's the best part, I'll tell you. It's not, I don't really care what people say, and we're actually going to talk about that. But one of the big things for me is, reflecting, seeing, and with what I'm trying to do, helping people out and helping them do better. That's partly why I've acted that way in the past, because it does, piss me off when you see another human being, you view somebody like they're your brother, and you see them literally, fall into a trap. It makes you mad. But at the same time, I have misused my influence to just go about it the totally the wrong way. So I'm telling you guys now, I'm going to change a lot of things. I'm done bashing that stuff. I'm done being an asshole, shutting people down and doing that, because honestly, I know better. I wasn't raised like that. My mentors taught me that's not how you get stuff done. That's not how you reach people. And we want to reach a bigger audience of people to really get better people with our group, because, the approach I've taken, yes, it's gotten some great people with me. And, when I look back at it, some of the best people in the trading fraternity started out trading penny stocks. They started out trading Forex. When I first got into penny stocks, with stocks, I started trading penny stocks after I learned the whole investment route, and then I jumped over to the penny stocks because, it's human, honestly. And so that's kind of what I'm getting at. I don't want to condemn you guys and bash you for being only human, realistically speaking. So what I'm going to talk about today is, there's my apology. Hopefully you guys accept it. Please forgive me if at any moment I've offended you, came off the wrong way. I didn't really mean to do that. Honestly, it was coming out of a place where I was trying to help people. But as you can see, sometimes it gets hype and attention, and it just, I was acting very childish. And I've also see a lot of, when I look at the whole trading community and I see people, and I'm going to talk about these people you see online and these gurus and stuff, I've always been kind of anti, and I've never wanted to reflect any of the negative stuff. That's partly why we do what we did, and that's one of the things. I saw myself getting kind of hot-headed and steamy and just being a fucking prick, honestly. So that's stuff that I don't want to be like that. I'm done doing that. That's not really me. So hopefully you guys accept that. I don't want to be, you guys really, because what I'm trying to say, one thing I never liked is the fact that you see successful traders, you see successful people, you can never talk to them. You go see, they're always rude, you see a guy in a Ferrari, you could tell some of them are nice, but some of them are just assholes. And, that's never what I've wanted to be like. You guys have seen me, somebody comes up at the gym to me, I talk to them. So, and I was thinking, if I was ever in person with that person and they were like Forex, I wouldn't start calling them a faggot. I wouldn't start saying they're poor and doing that. So I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. But so with that being said, I give you guys an open invitation. If you guys trade penny stocks, you guys trade Forex, feel free to hit me up and I will give you advice. You guys want me to make videos on it, I do have knowledge of Forex in the sense I use Forex with a lot of my businesses because I do international business, but I also look at Forex to determine stuff in the stock market. So again, even penny stocks, that's just stock experience. And I've failed, and I know enough people who failed to be able to give you guys good advice with that. So what I'm going to say with this stuff, to begin,